Hello children, the topic for class 9 today is coordinate geometry. It's a very easy chapter, an interesting chapter. We will learn the basics in this year's portions. Okay. Now we have seen how to locate a point on the number line. Remember, we learned on a number line, if we just say we have a fixed point on the number line, and that is known as the origin. What is this known as? Origin. Now with respect to this origin, they may give you to locate some points. Just say they ask you to locate the point 3. So what will you do? The number line will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Right? The side will be all positive. The right hand side will be positive and the left will be negative. -1, -2, -3, etc. So if they ask you to locate a point on the number line, say the 3. So it is 3 units from the origin. So in that case, we will know that x is equal to 3 can be located here. Supposing they say x is equal to -2. So where will you locate this? This will be on the negative side, 2 units from the origin, that is 1, 2. This will be my x is equal to -2. So when it is something to do with the number line, they just say it is from the origin, this many units, so it's easy to locate. Now supposing you have a sheet of paper, okay, and there is a point over here. They ask you to locate this, describe where the point is situated. Now, is it possible to say anything about it from the origin of any number line? No. So we have to say it is on the topmost part of the left hand side of the page, left hand corner of the page. That is how we have to do. So when we keep giving these kind of descriptions, it is okay when you just want to describe these kind of small things. Just say you have to describe it in case of a bigger picture where you want to know where a house is. How will you say? Just say there is a street like this. Okay, there is a road. Okay, a main road. Now on either side of the road they have houses. Just say there is one street here, another street. There are 4 streets here, and here there are 3 streets. Okay, so this is there are just say 3 houses here, 1, 2, 3. In this, just say there are only 2 houses. In this there are 3 houses. Okay, and just say this is 1, 2, 3, 4 houses. Now here also you may have just say 1 and 2. Here just say you have 1 house. Here you have 3 houses. Okay. Now, if you want to go to the, this is 1 and 2, right? 2 houses only. So, supposing they want you to describe how to go to this house. Yes. How will you describe it? You will say from the main road. You will say which street. This is the first street, isn't it? This is street 1. This will be street 2. This will be street 3. This will be street 4. Same way here it will be street 1. Shall we say this? Shall we say you can just say if it is street 1, street 2 and street 3, you can say when you are entering here, the street 1, 2, 3, 4 on the right hand side of the road, and this can be named as the left hand side of the road. Or supposing you're coming from this side, then this becomes the right hand side, right? So to avoid that confusion, just say we have like this street, we'll name this as street 5, street 6 and street 7. So how would you describe this house? You will say from the main road, as you travel on the 2nd street, the 3rd house, correct? Then it is easy to locate. Now supposing I want to come to this house. So what will I say? I will say from the main road on street 7, which is on the left side of the road, you have the 2nd house, isn't it? So this is easy to do when you have it as different streets and it's a planned location. Okay, now the same goes like supposing I told you in case of a big plot of land, suddenly you want to know a point here. You want to plant a tree over there. Just imagine this to be a plot of land and you want to plant a tree at this point. How will you give the bearings of this point? Okay, so for this we had the solution given by a French philosopher known as René Descartes. Okay, René Descartes. So what he did was, he was lying on his bed and thinking how to solve this problem of giving the location of a point. And for that he found that the Cartesian, he found the x-axis and y-axis. We use that in graph, right? So he said instead of using one line as the number line, he used two lines. Okay. So since he found the solution, in honor of his name, Cartes, for that only we have the Cartesian system. What do we have? The Cartesian system. In the Cartesian system, what happens is, we have supposing this is the plane, we call this the Cartesian plane. What is this called? The Cartesian plane. Now on the Cartesian plane, he had, just like the number line, he had two lines. So what did he do? He had one line here, and that is the horizontal line, and he had a vertical line. Okay. Now the meeting point of these two lines, he named it as the origin. Okay. So what is the meeting point of the two lines known as? The origin. Now the horizontal line he called the x-axis, and the vertical line he called as the y-axis. Okay. Now how many axes are there? We have two axes. The singular is axis, ax, is, and what is the plural going to be? Axis. Two axes. So in the Cartesian plane we have two axes, which is the x-axis and the y-axis. The meeting point is known as the origin. Okay. Now as usual, like the number line, he said the right hand side he gave it as positive. So when we have equal things like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is the number line. And this side will be negative, right? -1, -2, -3, etc. Okay. And so this he said x, right? So this side, because it's negative, he named it as x dash. This part he called x dash. Now this is y. So this top part he gave it as the positive axis. So this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And this will he called, the negative axis was called y dash. Okay. So that he named it as -1, -2, -3, etc. Now with regard to these two axes, we could locate any point. Just say we want a point here. Now how will I give the bearings of this point? The location of this point is, what is it? Here, if you notice, if you take it down to the x-axis and y. So the x-axis, the value is 3, and in the y-axis the value is 2. So we could give the coordinates of a point and see its location. Okay. So what are these two called? They are called the coordinates of a point. Now this is, the first value is always given as the x value and the second value is the y value. Okay. So this is called the x coordinate and this is called the y coordinate. Are we okay with that? Now the x coordinate is also known as the abscissa. You have to remember this abscissa. Okay, and the y coordinate is known as the ordinate. Now these are one word questions you must know. Okay, So what are the two axes? The two axes are x-axis and y-axis, and the values of x and y are known as the coordinates. X coordinate is known as the abscissa and the y coordinate is known as the ordinate. Have you understood? Okay. Now another thing that you should know is that this two lines divide this Cartesian plane into how many parts? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it divides it into 4 parts. You know, when we divide 1 into 4 parts, we call each as a quarter, right? Like that, these parts are called quadrants. What are they called? Quadrants. Quad meaning 1/4. Okay, so this is 4 quadrants. This is known as the first quadrant. This is known as the second quadrant. This is known as the third quadrant, and this is known as the fourth quadrant. Are we okay with this? So now, if they may give you, just say any point. Supposing both the values are positive, you will see that it will lie in the first quadrant. In the first quadrant, both the values will be positive, both x and y. In the second quadrant, if you notice, the x value will be negative and the y value will be positive. So minus and plus. In this third quadrant, both will be minus. Both the values of x and y will be minus. In the fourth quadrant, we will find the x quadrant as positive and the y quadrant as negative. Understand? So this is something you should know. Now supposing we have a point to plot. Let us plot some points and see. Okay, so have you understood? This is the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant, and we find that this quadrant, all the points, both x and y values will be positive. In this case, negative x value and positive y value. Here both the coordinates will be negative, and here the x coordinate will be positive and the y coordinate will be negative. Now let us see how we can plot points. Okay. Now supposing they ask you to plot a point, say we'll name the point A of 1, 4. Okay. So what you will do is, you will see, keep your finger here, that is the first value is x, right, and this is y. So x coordinate is 1, so keep your finger at 1, and the y quadrant is 4, so keep your value at 4, and extend this. You can even draw lines. Okay, extend this line and extend this line till they meet at this point. Understand? Or you can even move your finger, this you move up and this you move up sideways till you get the meeting point of these two values, and that will be A of 1, 4. Just say there is another point that they want you to do, B of 0, 0. Where will you mark that? That is the origin. So this point will be B. Okay, B. Now supposing they have another point, say C of -1, 5. Okay. Now this is my x coordinate and this is my y coordinate. X coordinate is what? -1. So on the x axis you will look for -1, and on the y axis you look for +5. +5 is on top. So when you draw the line here and this line, the meeting point will be -1, 5, which is C. Have you got it? Now supposing they ask you to plot a point, say 5, -2. Now where is 5? 5 is on the x-axis, so this will be there, and -2 is on the y-axis, that is this point. So when you bring them, they will meet here, right? To extend this and -2, you will meet this. This will be your point B, say B of 5, -2. Are you following how to plot points? Now supposing the value is say -1, -1. Okay, now where will you mark that? Now -1 on the x-axis, this is x coordinate and this is y coordinate. So x is minus 1. Y is also minus 1. So minus 1. So when you see, the meeting point will be E of minus 1, minus 1. So when you plot the point, after plotting it, you have to name it and give its coordinates. Okay. So are you okay with this? Okay. Now we marked origin 0, 0. That is fine. Now supposing they have a value like this, f of, okay, 4, 0. That means the x coordinate is 4. Okay. So we will keep it there. And the y coordinate is 0. So when you extend, so this point will be 4, 0. Understood? So you'll mark it on the x-axis. Okay. Supposing the value was g of 0, 3. Now where will you mark 0, 3? 0 is the x coordinate and the y coordinate is 3. So you will mark it at this point. Okay. So this will be my g. Are we okay with this? Supposing you want to mark h of 0, minus 2. Now 0 is my x coordinate, y coordinate is minus 2. So when the meeting point will be here. Have you understood? So this is how we will mark points on the Cartesian plane using the x-axis and the y-axis. Are we okay with this? Now I will give you some sums to plot points on the Cartesian plane. Please try it. If you have graph paper, you can do it on graph paper. Then it is easy to draw the lines. Supposing you don't have graph paper, never mind. You draw the x-axis and y-axis and you use a ruler to mark out even points. And if you use a scale and you can bring the meeting points, it will not be very bad. We can do it more accurately on graph paper. That is the only thing. Okay. So please try your homework sums and stay home, stay safe. Have a lovely day. Thank you.